Amid escalating tensions with Israel, Hezbollah released a defiant new video on December 6, asserting that it will never surrender its weapons. The message was unequivocal. The group remains committed to maintaining its armed presence regardless of international pressure or diplomatic negotiations. The Hezbollah video carried the bold title "We were, and we will remain the people of strength," invoking a legacy of resistance. The phrase signals the organization's refusal to abandon the identity it has built over decades of military confrontation. Through this carefully crafted message, Hezbollah signaled its outright rejection of any proposal that would force it to scale back its military role. The group has positioned itself as an indispensable component of Lebanon's broader security equation, one that cannot be removed without destabilizing the nation. The video featured unusual AI-generated clips depicting Hezbollah fighters playing musical instruments in a symbolic display of normalcy and cultural resilience. These digitally rendered sequences were designed to humanize the group while underscoring its deep ties to Lebanese society. Alongside the AI-generated content, the video interspersed real training footage showing Hezbollah fighters engaged in live military exercises and drills. This combination of fiction and reality served to remind viewers of the organization's enduring combat readiness. The clip arrives at a moment when both international powers and domestic voices are mounting unprecedented pressure on Hezbollah to disarm. The calls have intensified following last year's costly war and the fragile ceasefire that followed. Lebanese officials, alongside international mediators, have been pushing for concrete steps toward Hezbollah's eventual disarmament as part of a broader peace framework. Many see this as essential for Lebanon's political stability and economic recovery, particularly to alleviate tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border. It's important to remember that Hezbollah was severely battered during last year's brutal two-month war with Israel, suffering significant casualties and infrastructure losses. However, the group has steadfastly maintained that it will not disarm, regardless of Israel's ongoing insistence that Lebanon must neutralize Hezbollah's arsenal. This defiance has become a central sticking point in all diplomatic efforts to secure long-term peace. The timing of this video is particularly significant as Lebanon and Israel held their first direct talks in decades on December 3rd. The historic meeting raised hopes for dialogue, but also exposed deep divisions over what peace should look like. While Lebanon's president defended his decision to hold these talks as a necessary step toward national sovereignty, Hezbollah openly condemned the move as a grave blunder. The group accused the government of betraying Lebanon's resistance ethos by engaging directly with the enemy. The group now faces enormous financial obligations, including the costly need to rearm, rebuild destroyed infrastructure, and compensate the families of fighters killed. These expenses have placed Hezbollah under severe fiscal strain as traditional funding channels face increasing scrutiny. According to the Wall Street Journal, the United States is actively tracking money trails flowing from Dubai, Turkey, and Iraq into Hezbollah's coffers. Despite international sanctions and aggressive crackdowns on financial institutions, Iran continues to find innovative ways to funnel support to Hezbollah. Tehran's determination to sustain its most powerful regional proxy remains unwavering, even as enforcement mechanisms tighten. Iran has discovered new routes to fund Hezbollah, and Dubai has emerged as the beating heart of this shadow financial network. The Emirates' sophisticated banking system and relative regulatory leniency have made it an attractive hub for covert transactions. According to the Wall Street Journal, Iran has transferred hundreds of millions of dollars to Hezbollah through Dubai-based money exchange firms and financial brokers. These firms operate in legal gray zones, making it difficult for authorities to distinguish legitimate transactions from illicit ones. With Syrian corridors disrupted by ongoing conflict and Lebanon tightening controls, Dubai has become the new vital artery for Iran's funding operations. The shift underscores how adaptable Tehran's financial strategists have become in circumventing Western pressure. Despite the disruption caused by Syria's chaos, Israel has alleged that Iran is still managing to send arms shipments to Hezbollah via the Arab nation. Israeli intelligence claims that weapons are being smuggled through less monitored border crossings and rural routes that remain outside Damascus's effective control.
25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.
पच्चीस करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.